Welcome back to our pandemic garden, where tonight we're trying to save the plants from a frost. All right, so where we're at is that we don't have the whole thing planted, but we do have cucumbers, tomatoes, some squash and melons down there, and everything needs to be protected before dark. That'll cover the holes too. Hey. If that's better, let's do, I mean, we gotta use these. It looked like a lot.
Can I put it underneath the wood? Okay.
And all of it here, and hold it down to get the wind down. Now I was talking with my friend Debbie about this frost that's supposed to hit us late tonight, early tomorrow morning, and she was kind of optimistic because she was saying it's not a hard freeze, it's just a frost. So I hadn't really heard that distinction before. I kind of figured once you get below freezing you're screwed, but she was saying this is gonna be a frost, not a hard freeze, so maybe it won't be too bad.
Well, time to get my shoes.
I thought you meant the wood from the... Okay, coming.
Okay.
All right, this is getting patched up a little bit. We've got individual pots pretty much over everything else. We're still missing a few here. And individual pots here that are blown away. We still need to weight them. And then a lot of our pots have holes in them, so we're covering up the holes.
We need more. Like short up.
You're a hoarder when you have fucking 500 plastic.
We dumped all the mints out.
I cannot believe how many containers we had, just all over the place. But we've got everything covered. Pots, buckets, bins from the barn, a half barrel, the chicken waterer, a couple of water jugs cut open, some planter pots, all kinds of weird planters they salvaged on the side of the road, chicken waterer, buckets, more pots. And this is the setup with a lot of these guys that had holes in them. The pots with the holes, just covered them in some plastic and then kind of buried them in soil. Oh my gosh, old greens containers. There's another old mud bucket I use for concrete work. Mint container, that one needs dirt still. Some more stuff I got on the side of the road. Mint container, coconut oil jugs, nice. And then this plastic is kind of like plastic plus tarps and old nasty wood. It's doing okay. What do you think, Liz? Is it gonna work out?
Oh yeah.
Melissa's a little skeptical. If it gets down to 30, 29 tonight, what are the odds those plants are gonna make it? All right, it's getting dark. I gotta just leave them be and see how they are. I'll come out and check on them probably like 30 times tonight and just see how it's going. Man, if there's one thing this whole experience makes me think, one thing, worrying about this frost, it's that I want a greenhouse. Greenhouse, hoop house, any of that stuff. It is, as Melissa says, the ass crack of dawn and 30 degrees, so we definitely got frost overnight. And frost is funny, you know. Grass over there, not so much. Over here, just covered in it. and it really settled in like all around the garden. But then, you know, there's these spots where it's not so frosty. All right, looks like it's doing its job. You can see the condensation on the inside is not frozen, so that's good. All right, the sun is still just creeping up, and I'm gonna leave it for another couple hours before the temp comes up above freezing, and then I can uncover stuff and check out the plants. All right, it's back up to 45 degrees, so we're gonna pull the covers off the plants and see how they did. Yeah, that was pretty good. They look great.
Like the layering of the plastic on top here.
Oh, that is beautiful. That is so good. These are cucumbers.
I mean, there are a couple melons over there.
Oh, that one got toasted. That one froze. All right, so there've been a couple casualties. This guy's frozen. You kind of can see that. It might limp back, but these guys are doing okay. I think it was the container. Yeah. Too much airspace. All right, these are the spuds. These are the homegrown spuds.
Like the dirt on top.
The ones we started in the house. Let's see how they're doing. Oh, it looks pretty good. Yeah. All right, spuds are fine.
They get a little burned on the edges.
Did they? If they were touching maybe. All right, so far the spuds, cucumbers, and a couple melons are looking pretty good. One melon's toasted, but that's not too bad. All right, tomatoes. Oh, that one's really bad.
Yep.
That one's bad.
The other tomatoes may have made it better. Yeah. Tomatoes, not so much.
We'll have to see.
No.
Oh, this one's good.
Alright.
Oh, you know what? It was the ones that got buried with the plastic. It seems like they did better. Yeah. So, you know, we did like a bunch of different methods, and it looks like this method was the best. Just kind of buried pot with plastic. These tomatoes are looking really good. Not really good, but alive. And then this kind of situation with just a bucket, not so much. So that guy definitely got frosted. We'll have to replace it with some from inside. Ah, that one got frozen. Well, that was kind of 50-50.
Half is kind of.
This guy was really buried with plastic, and it's looking just good, perky and good. The real question is what happened in the cloche.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of plants over there. These are watermelons, right?
Watermelons and other melons.
Ah, that doesn't look too good. Maybe. It's borderline. This is the old milk jug method, tried and true. That looks great. This one's gonna be good. That one's okay. Recycle pail method. Frozen.
It's got a little
Maybe.
pot, no good.
Pot no good. Now this is a buried pot. Let's see how this went.
Better, but.
Better, but not great. Oh, that was bad. There's not a lot of planting. These guys froze.
This pot seemed to work okay.
That one is okay. Now that one's good. It really had to do with how close it was to the ground. It seems like that one died.
Slaughterhouse.
Right? This method. Yeah. That
Yeah.
method is so good.
So we got a few. There's like one in each row.
All right, melons, not so good. We only have maybe 4 or 5 doing well. Melissa was saying that in a bed this size, sometimes that's all you need because they spread out so much, but not so good.
Yeah, that one's good.
That one's good too. This big black thing.
These are melons over here. Maybe the melons did well over there too. Maybe
That
just
one's
the
good.
melons.
Maybe.
Melons are alright.
Yeah. All right, a little bit of hope as we get toward the end. Melons are doing better than squash.
So is this squash?
Yeah, this was summer squash.
Squash just can't take it.
Yeah. These 4 are good, and then these 3 are bad. Okay, it's time to face the reality of the other tomato bed. So far, what are we batting? 50%? 50%?
For the squash and the tomatoes, yeah.
Squash and tomatoes, 50%. Some stuff was resilient, like melons.
Sure, I guess that's pretty good.
All right. Oh, they look good. They look really good. They're better than they went in.
Oh,
Awesome.
yeah, okay. And these are the big ones anyway. So. Really concentrated, yeah, for sure.
All right, good news with the bigger tomato plants. These guys came out looking better than they did when they went in. Kind of perked up just from the warmth and the moisture. So these guys are good. A couple were leaning over already, so I don't think we had any losses in here. That one's gonna have to be half replanted with starts we still have inside. And we're gonna have to rethink squash. Potatoes are doing great. Cucumbers are doing good, and melons are doing good. All right, Operation Save the Garden from the Frost. Seems like it was a middling success. We definitely learned a few things. The plastic cloche was the bomb. At some point, if we can scavenge some thicker mill plastic, that'd be ideal. We can keep reusing it and do that in the future. The other thing that worked out really well were the small pots covered in plastic and dirt, you know, made like a little igloo for those plants. So anyway, at least we made it through with some plants, not all of them. It's kind of a bummer, but now 50%, 75%, and we'll just have to rebuild from here.